were just awesome, man.
Clinical.
Yeah.
Clinical, cuz.
Yeah, very.
Good word. Yeah. Totally.
What was it like watching it from the comfort of your guys' homes?
I watched it at my boy's house. I actually went out there and watched it with my sons and my grandson and his partner, and it was dope. It was so cool just to watch it with my boys. We were fucking screaming our heads off. It was funny. It was just really good just to share it with my sons. So yeah, it was awesome. Took a couple of bets at the TAB with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Couple of first time try scorers.
Yeah, well, my son goes, "Oh, Mum, shall I put that? What about that 40-20 one?" I was like, "Nah. Don't choose that one. Oh, next minute."
Next minute.
Well, that was our first. Apparently, that was our first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the season. Yeah.
You see, SJ doesn't waste anything, eh? Like he doesn't go and try and do it and then don't get it. He's like, it was on and he got it.
Yeah, bro.
That was nice.
And he's signed for another year, which is awesome. Do we think this is going to be his? Do we think 2024 will be his last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's taking a pay cut, eh?
Another one.
Yeah. So potentially, but I mean, at the end of the day, if he's still cracking it next year like he is this year, fuck, who knows, eh?
Yeah. True that, bro. Very true.
He's only 32, which is, I mean, fucking Cam Smith. How old was he? 49.
Yeah, 49 in dog years.
I was, every year I was serious. I was like, bro, just fucking retire, for crying out loud. Been around since the fucking Ice Age.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I had my had Nafano come down. And it was spent the week kind of preparing for it because they haven't been down my way for about 20 years. So once or twice a year I'll go up home, go see my olds and because my old man's quite elderly. But yeah, they came down and we made a weekend of it, and it was awesome having them down. But the Sunday afternoon, so they left Sunday mid-morning-ish. We cleaned up and just got ready for the game, and it was the perfect end to the night, actually, to the weekend. Nice. I mean, the missus were cracking up watching like the tries and those the quick succession, and it was just like, holy, we're just all over these guys. Yeah, but it was good. Had a good weekend.
Nice.
Yep.
So was it 3 tries in 11 minutes, or was it 3 tries in 6 minutes?
I heard 15, but not sure.
Yeah,
it was quick, bro. It was quick.
Because I'm sure when I watched the replay today on the NRL website, because you go on there and watch the replays and you hear the Monty Beetham and them commentating it.
Right.
He said, from the 25th minute to the 31st minute, he said we scored 3 tries, but then I saw online it was 11. But anyway, I'm just saying that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Regardless,
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. I'm just getting my voice back. Just getting my voice back. Fano, like
work it.
I had my Paul Ticky with me. He's only 7 years old and he's going crazy. He was my cameraman last night, so he was the one pushing the button.
Nice, bro.
Got a few comments from everyone. Was like, everyone's like, hope you're gonna pay him. Hope you're gonna buy him some, a hot dog or something. And I was like, don't worry. No, he got a Fanta. He wanted a Fanta.
Nice.
I'm like, okay.
Fanta.
Yeah,
Fanta.
Sorry, bro, but aren't kids beautiful like that? It's
beautiful.
It's innocent. It's like, lollies or fucking fizzy or whatever. And it's like, sweet.
That's cool.
Yes. So, I mean, you probably would have seen it on the TV, right? It was just a buzz. It was just a massive buzz down there. And the bro, big ups Rich from Warrior Nation over there in Oz, who's actually in country.
Yeah.
With his big drum. So all those fans that we heard last week at the Eels game? That's Warrior Nation over there. So if you don't know, for the ones that are kind of living over here, here in New Zealand, he's got this little club over there, I suppose, Warrior Nation. Go on their Facebook page and everything. I'm sure you guys are probably members already.
Yeah, yeah.
And he organizes like big meetups at pubs over there before the game. They all rock in as one.
Nice.
And
Oh,
he hadn't been back for a while. So I hooked up with him. And he had his big drum there. You could hear it from where I was. I was over on South. He was over on East. And big shout out to him. And also a big shout out to the Warriorholic, who I
yeah, I saw that interview with him.
Yeah.
you know, he's just a fellow like me who's just kind of watched league. And this year he decided to do something.
Nice.
And he's doing awesome as well. So if anyone watching this, if you're watching me, you're probably following him as well. But if you, just in case you're not, go check out Warriorholic. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a couple of his is it YouTube or either one, TikTok or in Facebook and that.
Yeah. So it was cool meeting up with those guys, but it was just a buzz being there, Fano. There was just this real mean vibe about the place. So
Nice.
Sean's
Oh,
just
yeah.
re-signed, right? He's got his 200th, right? And this is like it's a packed out stadium. Don't ask me how many people were there, but I don't think it was a sellout this time. So there was just this and it wasn't raining, guys. It was like blue skies, a bit of a 16, 18 kind of a buzz going on around there, you know, but blue skies, bit windy. But nah. And then fireworks came in and the boys come walking out, and it was just like, bro, this is gonna be a mean game. What I will say though, is, and I did message you guys in the chat, is that I reckon the crowd, man, the South Stand was a bit quiet. It was a bit quiet on this game. I don't know why, but obviously after we scored, then we all started getting a little bit more rowdy. But I was sitting there going, man, we need some sort of chants, or we need some sort of songs going. We're all a little bit kind of quiet.
It's Ty here.
Yeah,
The bros
I'm
here.
here.
Oh,
Bros,
cool.
yeah.
Oh,
Good fight.
Kia ora. No, I'm just listening to everyone
Kia ora,
talking
bro.
about their experience.
what's that little sign up the wires? Gee, how do you do that with your little?
There's some
Clever.
other little software that we're
Yeah.
using to do it.
Nice, bro. Nice.
But yeah, I guess in terms of my watching experience, I actually promised my partner that I would go do shopping with her. So I actually had to do it on my phone.
Yeah.
I was on Sky Go,
wow.
going through shops, still watching it. Oh
Hey.
man, every try,
Bro.
Then I'm in the shop.
Yeah. Bro.
So yeah, now I was loving it. Then eventually got home in the second half, and was just loving that whole entertainment as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful game. Can't wait to talk about it.
Mm.
Really capped off a really good weekend, and thanks for the All Blacks for being our curtain raiser. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, I reckon.
And you didn't mess up the field either. Cheers, boys.
Yeah. So did the
Yeah.
All Blacks win?
Yes,
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
they did. Don't ask me the score, but they definitely won.
Yeah.
definitely won.
I'm
Um,
going to leave it on a secret. I think I actually watched like the first 7 or 10 minutes. I think I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like, and then the league kicked off, so I was just like, yeah, fuck, I'm done with Union for the night.
Of course, because you would have watched the Tigers game, did you?
I missed the Brisbane and I missed the first game on Saturday, and then I got the last 2 because I got home from work late on Saturday, so I only managed to catch 2 games, I think, on Saturday. But while I was waiting for, I think it might have been, I can't remember. But while I was waiting for them to kick off, and I just thought, oh fuck it, I'll just put the rugby on. But yeah, it looked all right actually. I think it might have been a good game, but just.
Yeah, there's not much to say about it.
What I'm going to say about that was,
Yeah.
those first 7 to 10 minutes looked okay.
Yeah. I did catch a halftime score. I was going into town, pick my young fella up, and I was like 20-3, and it's just like, wow, really? So I was hoping the Springboks were going to come back and smoke them, but never mind. Next time.
Nah, we've covered this before. It's very hard. It's very difficult in that game to come back from those types of well-structured teams. It's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. Look, I'm still I'll still watch an All Blacks game, even though I didn't watch that one on the weekend. I'll still watch one.
Mhm.
You know, I still love our All
Yeah,
Blacks. You know,
yeah.
they're
That's
awesome.
all good, bro.
They're awesome.
Yeah, we can forgive that, bro. That's all good. Nah.
Nah, but let's get into these, man, because who's our DJ tonight to kind of intro us into the kaupapa?
That would be me, bro.
Ooh, you the DJ.
Yes.
Let's go.
We're gonna kick into it.
Let's kick into it.
Okay, cowboy. Okay, so the intros. I figured I'm gonna actually introduce each individual, just because when I seen that interview of you and their gaff with you not recognizing
Bro.
Daryl Halligan.
I'm getting so much
Oh,
shit for
bro.
I'm getting so much shit for that, bro.
Bro,
Honestly,
but-
I'm getting
but
so
that,
much.
That look, bro, when he said his name, and it's like, oh, that cracked me up, bro. I just thought,
Because honestly, bro, he just looks like a dude. What's sitting there with his beanie? He's got his beanie on. He's watching the big screen, and I just said to him, "Hey, bro, do you mind?" And I'm looking at my phone. I go, "Hey, bro, do you mind jumping on and giving us your thoughts on the game?" And he goes, "Oh, what's it for?" And I go, "Oh, Warriors Fan TV." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, sure." So he's standing next to me, and I'm telling my son what to do. I'm like push this, and then I was gonna look at him, and then I kind of looked at him, kind of looked familiar. And then when he said his name, bro, I was just like,
yeah.
I'm standing next to a legend,
Yes.
a legend of the game.
bro. That's pretty
Yes.
funny. That's also when we finally get together as a crew. That's a shout, bro.
Yeah, I reckon.
Just so you
like.
know, because it's kind of like, bro, you got a Kiwis legend standing right by you, brother.
Totally,
What's your
bro.
name?
What's your name, bro?
Yeah, that just cracked me up, bro.
I think if he didn't have the, in my defense, if he didn't have the beanie on, he's definitely Daryl Halligan.
Yeah.
Right, because he's got no hair.
When you said, "Oh, what's your name?" I was like, "Oh," and then it was your reaction, your facial reaction. And I was like, "Oh fuck, he's not even joking.
Yeah.
Like, that's for real."
Yeah, that was pretty funny, bro. That was
You should
pretty
just
funny.
play the Kiwi thing. You know, we always got to be like, oh, "What's your name?" Even though we know them.
Yeah.
So, bro.
Yeah, I reckon, I reckon.
Yeah, bro.
Okay,
Loved
so let's kick it
it.
off. So I'm gonna start with our IT expert, the young man that's got he's got the special effects going on. He knows what he's doing. He's kind of upgraded every kind of the last. If you've seen the last two reviews, this young man definitely knows what he's on about. So with that said, I'd like to introduce Tyrone. Don't fuck with my stats. Tangata Makere. Take it away, brother.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm loving these intros. Yeah. Actually, my phone's gone flat with my notes. So I just want to make sure they're right here in front of me. But yeah, I got the chance to actually talk about the backs this week, and we actually had some good games on some of these boys. So I can't wait to actually talk about them. But I thought I'll start with our wingers first and actually go through it. Not going to go by number. I'm just going to go through probably who are the lower scores and then kind of work my way up to the higher scores. So first, I want to talk to Marcelo Montoya. I wouldn't say he had a quiet game, but in comparison to kind of, I guess, the teammates, wasn't probably, much that was going on with his game in the weekend. But I still thought he was solid. Just kind of going over my notes. There were some good initial runs. He always brings it out of the half. But there was that one which led to a penalty. I can't remember which time it was, which was kind of... that was kind of annoying. And then there was one before the half where he ran and dropped the ball. Actually gave Sharks a chance. So there was kind of a couple errors in the game in the weekend. But besides that, there wasn't too much, crazy. In terms of the stats, I think the most one that kind of stood out, he did have 2 line breaks. I actually can't even remember him making the line break. So he actually had a couple line breaks. And yeah, he was just solid. So for this week, I gave Marcelo a 7.
Sure.
Yeah, thought he was solid, nothing crazy, but also, he did his role. And that's all we need from players. You don't have to be expected every week. Unlike last week, he was actually showing out last week. So yeah, that's what I gave Marcelo this week. And yeah, really trying to judge off like the feel of the game. And as I was saying, I was going through shops, so I might have missed a few things from Marcelo's game. But in terms of the person I'm going to go with next, actually, I won't go in order. I'm going to actually talk about the other winger, Dallin. I'm going to talk about Dallin's game. Obviously, 2 meat pies. Couple line breaks in the weekend. There was actually a really good defensive effort. I liked him. There was one that was running down the side, and he stopped the ball with his foot. Like really good recognition of that. You know that. That nice stab, caught the ball again. That was really good defensive effort. And then obviously, Dalen does what he does, right? Those jump in the corners. Obviously, a lot of in-around wingers do them now, but man, he makes it look so easy.
Molitano doesn't.
Yeah.
Felt sorry for him too. He thought he was going to get one, and then Sean Johnson pushed him
Yeah,
out.
bro. That was beautiful.
But it's quite funny though watching Dalen. Especially the second try. I was watching that with my partner in the second half, and she was like, "Oh, is that close?" I'm like, "Nah, that's in." Like you've watched him so many times jump, you can tell when it's actually more closer to the line than not.
Yeah.
But just the way he does it is so amazing. So I actually thought he had a solid game in the weekend, and I actually gave Dalen a 8 this week.
Sure.
Gave Dalen an 8. He was more low 8, so not like he was 8.5 or anything like that. So I gave him an 8 this week. Our next man I'm going to talk about, I think he's been in the headlines a lot, not for good things in the weekend. And this has kind of been a constant theme this year. So I'm going to judge Adam Pompey. Obviously, that first, Heinz's try was a bit of a misread from himself. Now, rewatching it, I was like, was it the forwards? And yes, a little bit they were crunched in the middle, but But him, and obviously Montoya didn't actually come in and actually support, because you can see the hard lines that the second row was running, and they just didn't support him, and Heinz ran through them. So that was a bad read from himself. Did come to find that he missed 8 tackles through the whole game, which is quite a lot considering our backs don't actually tackle a lot. So 8 missed tackles is a big hefty thing. And then obviously, kind of little redemption at the end, got that nice try. I thought he could have made it easier on himself and just given the ball, but man wanted to show he got a bit of steps and bit of wax and got through. So hey, he redeemed himself a little bit there. But I think with just some of those defensive efforts, and especially 8 missed tackles, I was actually more leaning to a 6.5, but again, I'm not trying to do the 0.5 thing. So I actually gave him a solid 7 this week, and that was very hard to give him a 7. I thought it was, there was a lot of things about his game that week. But in the same breath, he did make up for it in the second half, I thought. So gave him a 7 this week. But to the man of the game, man of the match, Mr. Rocco Berry. Probably all of us are going to say the same thing. It was probably the best game we've seen, not just this year, but probably his whole career.
Absolutely.
We saw a lot more of probably what we didn't know, more of his game come to fruition, and we saw that. Obviously, he got a couple of, he got a try, nice line break. He had Talakai.
Exactly.
We've seen Talakai. This guy's a New South Wales centre, or ex-New South Wales centre. He's run over people and showed them, almost making the other centers quit. So for Rocco Berry to do what he did in the weekend and actually just look solid the whole game. One of the things that I really loved about it wasn't just about the attacking stuff. There was a part where Will Kennedy, who is, like you said last week, Tanya, we got to watch Will Kennedy. He's someone that kind of, brings the ball back. There was one where he kind of tried to come back and he tried to step Rocco, and Rocco's slammed into him, but it was the way that Rocco did it. Was like, nah, you ain't going anywhere, and actually caught him and actually put him on his back. And I felt like when you see that kind of stuff from our boys, they're not just here to just kind of here to muck around. They're actually here to play. So that defensive effort amongst all of his attacking stuff this week, it's hard to go past him. And he had the most line breaks, which was 7, I think.
Sure.
I think he had 7 line breaks. Yeah.
Nice.
But the only thing, and I'm not going to give him the highest points we can give him in 10, I'm actually going to give the bro a 9 this week. Because obviously he got put on report for that lift.
Oh, I was like, why the fuck did he get put on report for? Was that on, who was that on? Ramian, Jesse Ramian. Was it?
Was it Ramian? Yeah. I can't remember actually who it was. All I just remember is the lift, and I was like, "Oh man, you're going to a 10, my bro."
He was on his way.
So Rocco had the best game. let's hope that's not just a one-time occurrence. Let's hope we see that a lot more. But I think he had the best game he's ever had, and he deserves his 9. So yeah, I think out of average, I think that was close to 7.7 or 8 for our backs this week.
Nice.
But they had I think the right side had a solid effort this week, which the left side was solid last week. So it's good to kind of see the kind of return of the right side.
Yeah.
And let's hope that maybe in coming weeks that both sides are firing. So yeah, that's me today.
I was gonna say too, because
Kia ora, bro.
Talakai previously has carved up the Warriors. When whoever's been marking them, he's just made us look like chumps. So yeah, Rocco done well, bro. I loved how he kind of when he shot through their gap and he just fended him off, and it's just like, yeah, catch up, bro. That was good. That was good to see.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, go. No, you go.
I was just gonna say, even like the way that they're using him, like that first try he got, where they're running 2 front doors. It's like another second row out there, and then also he can run around people, which he showed Talakai. I was like, this is what we need. What a good problem for us to have is some good centers, and RTS is still to come. Ali's still, injured. So I'm like, man, this is amazing.
And it's almost strategic the way those set plays, those runs. I'm not sure if they're backdoors or whatever, but Webby's got them running really good lines when we're about to punch whoever's giving that last pass. It's almost like they're setting up for the gap. And Rocco, admittedly, he still had to work for that try. It wasn't like just a walk through the park. But those are those little gems that Uncle Anaru's been instilling with the back line, and when it comes to fruition, man, it's just like, it's fucking beautiful watching it come about, eh?
We've got a real short passing game, eh? Like, just like watching other games, like I can't remember what game it was, but they do those real long passes. We're doing those real nice short flat passes, getting our big boys through those fucking gaps, or just getting our boys through any fucking gap. I mean, AddinFonua-Blake, he can fit through a fucking pinhole the way he goes,
Yeah, I agree.
Man.
Yeah.
Sometimes that first pass coming out of Egan is actually quite deep to SJ running backdoor. It's actually quite deep, and then he's running sideways, and then he's giving it backdoor again to Charnze usually, and that's when they're just tackling nothing. Like, you saw them. I was in the south stand for that first one, and I don't know if you guys saw that video I sent up there, but like, those boys are just tackling nothing at that stage. They're just running towards SJ, or they're running towards Fonua-Blake, or then it's gone to Charnze, and then it's out to what's his face. So it's actually really quick. Hey, it's like, it's so fast. It's real fast when it happens.
Keeps the defense guessing as to what's going to be next, It keeps them on their toes, which is great. You don't want to be too predictable, so
absolutely.
I was going to say that too, because I think the games that we've lost in the rain with Roosters and Bunnies, maybe the week got to us, but we didn't really show variation in our plays. Where the weekend it was like, we don't actually know what's going to go on. They're chucking front doors, back doors, two are running it. Actually, now we got AddinFonua coming off the back. I'm like, man, this is what we wanted to see. So a lot of variation.
It's dangerous. Dangerous.
And there was just that variety, in our plays. It was just like, holy. But their plays they've been doing all year. It was just like, it was the one game where they just kind of
came together finally.
Absolutely.
Well, that Rocco Berry try was fucking pretty much exactly like the one that Metcalf scored when SJ put him through that gap. Remember? Was that last? A couple. It might have. Wasn't in the Eels game. I think it might have been in. I can't. But
Raiders. The Raiders game.
Raiders game.
Johnson got knocked out.
Yeah, bro. All right, moving right along, eh? So next in line, our team Rastafarian. He's for us. He's one of our quieter team members, but when he speaks wisdom and knowledge, and it's good to tune into. So, without further ado, the Damien, the fucking mountain of knowledge. Hey,
You're
up, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Massive introduction. Before I get into it, I just wanted to point out that I was going to be watching the game with my son, but then he had a pretty bad skateboarding accident the day before. So just a shout out to him, and I hope he's recovering and feeling a lot better very soon.
Nice.
Shout out to
yes.
Damien's son, man. Hope you're feeling better, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Nice.
So I'll start off with Joshy Curran. I thought he had a pretty impressive game, really. Made some real nice line runs. I love the combination that he has with Sean Johnson. I've seen them around town and everything, and you can tell they're good mates, and I think that kind of flows onto the field as well. But yeah, just stat-wise, I've got him down for 41 minutes, 1 try, 1 line break, 12 tackles, 2 missed tackles, 3 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 44 meters, and 1 kick diffused. I thought he had a pretty good game. I've given him 7.5.
Nice, bro.
Nice one, bro.
Nice.
Moving down to Freddie Lussick. Pretty quiet game, didn't get a lot of opportunities. He had 15 minutes on the field, 6 tackles, 0 misses, conceded 1 penalty, conceded 1 6-again infringement, and 10 meters gained. So yeah, not a lot of opportunities, but I've just given him a 5.
Yeah.
That's solid, bro.
Moving down to Bailey Sirenen. Probably had, not a bad game for Bailey. He doesn't get a lot of opportunities either. He ended up with 30 minutes on the field, 17 tackles with 1 miss. Managed to get 52 meters. He did give away 1 6-again infringement. So yeah, I've just given him a 6 out of 10.
Sure.
Moving on to someone who I thought had a really impressive game, Dylan Walker.
Man.
Had really nice line speed. Statistics-wise, 49 minutes, 1 line break assist, 23 tackles for 2 misses, 1 tackle break, a whopping 147 meters gained.
Jesus Christ.
And in the post-match interview, Andrew Webster actually credited Dylan Walker for changing the game when he went on.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
hell.
exactly what you want coming off the bench. So I gave him a solid 8 out of 10.
Nice, bro. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought collectively they did pretty well. I would have probably given them about a 7 out of 10 collectively, which is pretty impressive when one guy only got 15 minutes.
Yeah. And at one stage, Freddie Lussick was last man. He was he was looking the scrum down. I was like, oh wow, okay. But like you're saying, bro, Dylan brings the heat, man. When he's on, he just lifts the energy, and
I love him.
Dylan, when Dylan come on,
you'd think he'd be one of the best number 14s in the game at the moment,
I think he's the best 14 in the comp.
Yep.
Without a doubt, I think he's the best 14. The best interchange player anyway.
There's some talk overseas that he should have been probably playing Origin this season, even. That's how well he's been coming off the bench, and it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah,
agree. Especially when we had Tohu go off and have such a player now.
Like
that.
Yeah,
we didn't miss him, eh?
No, that's right, bro. That's
when
right.
the full-time whistle went, it showed the sideline, and there was SJ, Harris, was it Colin was here as well, Egan,
Harris.
So, we were missing 2 of our spine members in the last, might have been 5-10 minutes, but 10 minutes, because I think SJ only ended up playing 70 or 71 or something. But
ankle,
so that was pretty good.
Like that was scary when he went down, eh?
It was.
Did everyone go like this?
But everyone was standing up like this with their phones out, zooming in.
Oh,
They're trying to zoom in. Zooming in to see how their boy's doing.
I reckon.
But he might miss Raiders. Who knows?
He actually, sorry, I was going to say Sean looked, I was wondering if with a second baby and stuff, because he just looked a little bit tired.
Oh, yeah.
If he had a couple of late nights or whatever.
I'd say he's been up. He's probably been up for about 3 days.
Yeah. Still came through. But it was
still came through.
Yeah, he was, but no, it's nice. Nice numbers, bro. Nice numbers. Right, Sorry, moving right along. 2 down to the guy. Okay. To our resident Wahine talk. Fronts up, speaks the truth, and as always, allow me to introduce Tarns, the fucking F-bomb tactical specialist.
Yeah.
Kian.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone, kia ora to those watching. Right, so tonight I'm actually really glad I got the spine. And I tell you what, earlier in the group chat, I said, oh, fuck, I can't find the stats. Anyway, long story short, I found them. And then I was really fucking bummed out I found them because honestly, like, they just, they like boost your bubble because no, they
What's
do.
that? What's that, cuz? What's that? What burst your bubble?
Stats.
Oh,
And
no,
I thought it was a
I didn't do
brilliant
stats
game,
this
and
week.
stats
Yeah.
take away- like I just
Yeah.
by reading them, I was like, that can't be fucking right. Like, I reckon CNK, he only made 3 tackles and he missed 2. I was like, are you fucking for real? Like, that's not
Wow.
right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, and it just doesn't, I suppose it takes the, how do I say this? Like, it just, it doesn't do them any justice about how beautiful the game was managed and played. And then you look at the stats and it's like, oh, well, actually, like, it doesn't say fuck all about the player and what they did for that game. You know what I mean? If you
100%.
understand what I mean, like, it's just like, well, actually, yeah, stats don't lie, but they don't.
They don't tell the whole story.
Nah,
Yeah,
you
bro.
know, and at the end of the day, that's all it is stats. But when you're watching the game, you just see like this totally different perception of it, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But anyway, so CNK scored a try from a beautiful pass from Berry, who busted through Talakai. CNK, man, he's just a fucking OG. Like, this guy is just 24 runs for 198 meters.
Nice.
43 kick return meters, which is awesome because, Kennedy's probably, like I said last week, he's got the highest in the NRL for kick return meters. And so that's nice to see Charnze putting some up there. Post contact 45, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist, 1 tackle break. But yeah, made 3 tackles and missed 2. So one of those tackles was the one where he got old Stione Katoa down the sideline though. So and that was a nice tackle too, going low on him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Charnze, well, he's just a all-rounder 8 every week, 8, 9, 10, like he never drops below that. He's never. Luke Metcalf scored a try. He played an awesome game. And see, here we go, 8 runs, 95 meters. But 3 tackles, made 20 tackles and missed 5. See, that's what I mean about stats. They kind of, I don't know. I don't like them anymore.
But I suppose, Tarns, just speaking into that is now we're talking about the efficiency of a player, looking at those stats, because last week, how many meters did he run this week, did you say?
95.
Yeah. So last week when I had the spine, he was only like about 50 meters.
95 is pretty decent.
Yeah.
For a half.
Is it?
Yeah, it's decent because if they're running 200 meters, you're like, what are the forwards doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. But see, even SJ, 10 points. So he got his 5. He got 12 runs for 61 meters, 3 tries and 14 tackles, missed 2. Yeah. Because all you see is them fucking running and running and running. And I realize so they're only meaning meters gained with ball in hand, aren't they?
Yes, definitely.
Like, God, I'm sure they have. Fucking Johnson gets the ball so much. But yeah, anyway, moving on. I didn't rate those, but I don't, Egan, 4 runs, 57 meters, 1 line break, 1 try assist, 1 tackle break, 33 tackles, and he missed 7.
33
tackles, and he missed 7.
Okay.
I thought that was quite high. But he was a busy boy, man, like fucking having to tackle all those Sharks. And, you know, like hooker's got to be the hardest role in a team. You know, you've got to be fucking,
one of them. Yeah.
You're the busiest on that field. I don't care what anyone says. Hooker is just, you know, and hooker's a smaller belt, but fuck, they have to do it, you know what, 80-90% of the tackling, because they're always that front man, always that first man standing, you know.
Nice.
But I find it hard to rate anyone out of this week's game. I just think they all just did their own jobs.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what the game plan was. They stuck to it. They done their jobs, and they fucking came out trumps. You know, I don't care if it's one of them had 20 missed tackles. They came, they defeated, you know, and they played a beautiful game of footy.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, Tons. Like in regards to the seeing chances stats.
Yeah,
I'd rather he have those stats in after this weekend's results as opposed to us getting thrashed, if you know what I mean. So yeah, he might have had a quiet night, but he was around a team that his teammates were just cranking, you know. And
I just think with the stats, like I think you just kind of get lost on the importance of the game and like the beautiful things that came out of the game, and you know, so. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed when I looked at them. I was like, "Oh, that's dumb." Like,
have you ever played NRL fantasy or anything like that?
Who, me?
Yeah, well, anybody really, but Tons, so I
Oh.
used to play. Well, I used to watch every single game, and I'd watch players, and I'd be thinking, "Shit, this guy, I need to have him in my team. He's going to get me a whole shit ton of points because he's touching the ball so much, doing so many things." But it doesn't necessarily generate the points. Because of the way the statistics go, they can be deceiving. So I think it's important to watch the game as well as watch the stats.
Yeah, but I find it like because we do our reviews on certain players, like I just can't concentrate on that shit when I'm watching the game. When I'm watching the game, I'm watching all 13 players and the other four that are sitting on the bench. Like I'm just like. You know, I'm saying to my sons, "Fuck, I'm meant to be reviewing these guys," and I'm just like, I can't, man. I can't focus because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, like, because I had my phone, and with Sky Go, you can put it in the corner. So I've got my notes as the bigger thing, and then I've got Sky Go in the corner. I'm trying to watch the game, and I'm like, I'd rather just watch the full game.
Guys, let's just watch and enjoy the game.
That is top priority.
That is top priority.
It was so nice to watch it on a big screen too, because I had my grandson on Friday night, and I was like, "Oh, son, me and baby will just catch the train out to your place, and I'll watch the league at yours." He's like, "Oh yeah, mum, too much." So I went out, and oh mate, big beautiful TV instead of watching it on my phone or trying to Chromecast to my TV, and it always cuts out like every 3 fucking minutes. It'll cut out.
Oh no!
So it was really nice to watch it on the big screen. So
actually, that reminds me. That's how you and I connected up, because you were on one of those Warriors pages complaining about how your connection.
Shit.
Asking. And I was going, I can't even remember, but that's how we ended up started having a corridor ewa.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's still giving me trouble all this time later. I think I should just go to the pubs and watch it. But,
yeah. So did you have a stats average for the spine?
I reckon a 9, to be honest. Like
True.
Yeah. I mean, they were just busy ads. Wade Egan, I mean, God, that guy's just getting better every single game. I mean, his runs out of dummy half. Remember, because he never used to take the initiative and dart out from dummy half. He just always, you know.
He's causing all sorts of problems for those markers. Those markers were like
reminding me of Cookie taking off from dummy half and going. And look, he got that break and he was offloaded to Metcalf, and Metcalf went over. So that was an awesome spines, you know, what do you call it? Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
All good.
So yeah, I'd say an 8-9 for the spine. I thought they were beautiful.
Sure. Nice. Nice. Okay. And last but not least, the heart and soul of our team, the creator of Warriors Fan TV.
Yes.
It's an honor and a privilege to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, the fucking legend,
Oh dear.
Nick. Nick, the Māori Steve Price, Manaragi.
Oh,
Hey, kick it off, bro. Take
I'll
it
take
away.
that. Multi Steve Price, bro. I'll take that any day. Any day. Tons, you've talked about a lot of things about these stats, and probably one of the reasons why I didn't look at the stats for this game. As I was at the game, I'm just going, right, I've got the forwards. Yep. And whenever they touch the ball, I'm just gonna make a mental note about them touching the ball. I did the only stat I went and had a look at was because I didn't count any errors or penalties or sin bins from our right. So that's the only stat I went to. So the first thing I'm going to start off with was there's no sin bins, there's no penalties, and there's no errors from our forwards.
Nice.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm going, okay, cool. And I want to start off with the young guy. Got to start off with this boy, Tom Ale. Now, I'm calling it right now, Whānau. I'm calling it right now. In the last few rounds, we've been saying things like, that's his best game ever. Rocco Berry's just had his best game ever. Metcalf just had his best game ever. I think even Bailey Surinam had his best game ever. Jackson Ford, I think he might have had his best game against Dragons, I think.
Dragons.
I'm calling it right now. The next one in line for their best game ever is this kid right here.
Sure.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
I think the confidence that has given him to actually start this game, I think he only got about 20 minutes, maybe not even that. Someone can probably have a look at the stats. He might have got 15, but he used every single one of those minutes on the pitch. I saw him, I think he made a tackle break. He was in like big tackles, a couple of hit-ups, and then he was off. And I was like, bro, he's next in line. That's the dude right there next in line. Now, even though I've only given him a 6 out of 10 because he wasn't amazing, he wasn't, but he did his job. He came along.
Yeah.
He did his job. I think it'll be a little bit too much to be like, I'll give him a 7 because you don't even think he even deserves a 7. And I was just I'm in and ahhing over a 6 as well, but I'm actually going to give the boy a 6. I reckon he's next up, Whānau. He's got a lot of energy in there, and he looks so comfortable there.
Nice. Do you think it was because he was starting?
I reckon so.
Yep.
I reckon so. Like, this is your chance, bro.
Yeah.
Right? This is the 200 game of SJ. We've got another stand over there with like 10,000 people in it. Players can either whittle, get like, don't pass me the ball, or they can do what he did. And like, look, it wasn't anything spectacular, So some people watching this game, some people watching this game like, bro, he wasn't that great. Well, when you're there live and you see him hitting those players and like tackles and running it up, it's just a different energy when you're there. So anyway, I'm calling it now. Super over to our captain. What more can we say? Load of hit-ups, load of tackles. That first try of ours, he drew in a marker. He was the front door. He drew in a marker. He drew in a marker and a defender. That freed up SJ for that back door. Went off, obviously. Yeah, I don't think he probably only played about 60 minutes, I think, if that. But our captain gets a 7 out of 10.
Nice. In the post-match interview, Uncle Andrew said he wasn't he was sick. Fully fit. He was sick, and I was like, wow.
The bro was sick.
It's like deja vu of Simon Mannering would do the same thing. Be crook as all week, take the field, do 100 tackles, and then go to bed after the game.
And then hit the showers. He was nothing really to write home about, nothing really spectacular from our captain. But I'd rather have a 7 out of 10 every single game than someone that goes 9 out of 10 and then drops right down to a 2 out of 10 and they're right back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely. Consistent.
So exactly. I'll take a 7 out of 10 Tohu any day of the week than a inconsistent dude. So that's our captain. I'm going to flip it over to our second rowers. Mitchie Barnett didn't play the whole game, obviously. Very similar hit-ups to our captain that I remember. A couple of tackle breaks. Ran front door, drew marker. Yeah, that's right. Ran front door, drew marker and defender off Egan. So Egan's doing that whole thing, and he came in. That was our second try, and that pass to Rocco Berry. So these these guys are running those lines and like you said before, Damien, keeping those defenders guessing.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on, bro. Drawing 2 defenders. Yeah, SJ, pretty solid outing from him. I'm giving him the same as our captain, 7 out of 10.
True.
Very similar performance between those two. Ford, yeah, he was running into some holes that kind of closed pretty quickly, you know.
Yeah.
He's got a habit of doing that. Now, earlier on in the season, he was running into open space and he was scoring a couple of tries, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm not trying to tell someone how to do their fucking job when I don't even know how to do their job myself, bro. But a couple of times you might want to go back to what you were doing in the beginning of the season, perhaps. Didn't see anything spectacular from the bro, a workhorse. He's an 80-minute player. I would just like him to do, those sorts of things. I'd like him just to kind of sharpen up that part of his game. So solid, nothing really to write home about. I mean, I could say that about all of them except for the last dude. 6 out of 10. Tēnā koe, Toma?
Sure.
Hana koe?
Just need to find my pajamas.
Okay, find your pajamas. Yeah, we're having a live stream. You want to say hello to the team? This is my cameraman. Cameraman, haramai.
Shout out to the cameraman.
Oh,
Mr.
Hey,
Fanta.
good job, bro.
Too
Ko wai tō ingoa.
Uh,
Ko wai tō ingoa.
Oh, kia ora.
Kia
Tora.
Ko wai tō
Kia
ingoa.
ora.
What's your name?
I'm Dylan.
And what's your job?
Oh, kia ora, Dylan.
What's your job?
I'm the cameraman.
Nice.
Did a good job.
Make sure you get paid, bro. Make sure you get paid.
Ask for 2
cut that out.
Fantas. Ask for 2 Fantas
Yeah.
next time.
Cut that out. Eric can get paid and get 2 Fantas. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I can.
Ah,
Nice. Nice.
arohanu kia koe. He kone?
Okay. But Dad,
Ah, ka kite.
what?
Atoas.
Nice.
We should get a Fanta sponsorship out of this, eh?
Yeah, I reckon, bro.
Nah, he loves his fizzy drink, doesn't get it very often, so he had a fizzy drink
Hey.
on the weekend.
Nice. Well earned.
Hard in, bro. Hard in.
Hard earned, bro. I'm a hard boss. What was I up to?
Just rated
My-
forward.
my,
Jackson Ford.
Jackson
my
Ford. Did I rate
second
Jackson?
husband, AFC.
Jackson Ford. I gave him a 7 out. I gave him
6.
I gave him a 6 out of 10. Sorry.
Yep.
And then the man of the hour for the forwards. Saw that post where he says he's now eclipsed Payne Haas for post contact.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then again, he plays for the Warriors, so I suppose he'll never get an Origin call up, will he? Because he's on the wrong side of the Tasman. That's another story.
Yeah.
Had this interesting corridor with one of my mates. Is like, how far away is he from being in the same category as like James Fisher-Harris, or is he there already?
Oh, fucking A, he is.
It'd be pretty close to it if not there already.
Yeah.
He's
You
already
probably need one of those. You probably need one of those rings and championship, I suppose, to be in the same category. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, I think I'd love to see us go up against Penrith again. I absolutely would, especially at this time of the season.
Yep.
And I
Completely
think
still
it would be
might.
a totally
Hey, we
different
still might.
result. Eh?
Come September,
yeah.
we still
Yeah, I
might.
mean,
October the 1st, we got them.
Yeah, I reckon.
Nice.
Yeah.
see that battle though. That would be awesome.
I'd love to see that as well. Look, I lost count of how many hit ups, how many tackle breaks, how many post contact meters in that game. Like I said in this one, I just kind of throw those stats out the window, and the only ones I really wanted for this one was the sin bins and the penalties and the no errors. Drew in that first defender when I took that video, drew in that first defender and to open up SJ, and I think a lot of our forwards are doing that. They're just opening up that whoever that first receiver is, which is usually SJ.
Yeah.
And the bro scores a try when he's like crawling over the line on his knees with someone on his back.
Yeah.
Didn't he have 3 on him? 3 or 4 anyway.
And one of them was Wade Graham,
Yeah.
former captain, played
Yeah.
New South Wales Kangaroos. He's a
done it all.
legend of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually thought when he came on, he was going to just kind of settle the team down. Bro, he didn't even make a difference. Even
Nah.
with him out there, we still smoked him.
Wasn't a factor.
Yeah.
Well, I
Was not a
didn't even know
factor.
that Toby Rudolph was going to sign with the Warriors. Like apparently he was going to sign with the Warriors, but he ended up staying with the Sharks. And I actually used to really like Toby Rudolph because I just think he's a fucking, like a real hard runner. Like that guy just don't mess around. But then you got March because you open your big mouth, eh? Got
Yeah,
March
that's
another
right.
2 years, bruh, because you open up your big mouth. But yeah, I didn't realize that. But if we had issues with props and I'd oh, never mind. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I do rate Rudolph. I think he's fucking strong anyway. But he was no match for our boys on the weekend.
Yeah.
So
No.
unlucky us. Maybe next time.
Next time. What was your
next
score for
time.
Aiden?
Aiden gets a 9 out of 10, guys.
Work it, as he should.
Yeah, he gets a 9 out of 10. The whole forwards, if Ty said last week they mun it up, well, they just carried on. They just carried on that momentum from last week. So I gave the whole forward pack there 8 out of 10.
Nice, bro. Mean.
Solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a wrap on our stats. So people pay attention. If you're watching the live feed, you know where to go, all right? Check it out.
Nice, bro. I just wanted to talk about Jackson Fall because to your point, do you think it was because now we've got Metcalf there, where Timothy Martin was his running partner, So I think that kind of changed the chemistry. Obviously, we saw it last week though that Metcalf gave him a short ball and went straight through. So maybe they're still working on how to kind of play together.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Potentially.
Yeah. I think. Well, look, the beauty of it is that we haven't seen the best of this guy, right? He's got so much more years potential kind of left in him, and maybe I'm calling it a little bit too early for Ali, but I just got a feeling about that kid. But yeah, Jackson Ford, I think he kind of started the season with a hiss and a roar, and not to say he's fallen off. He definitely hasn't fallen off, but yeah, like what you said last week, bro, Rio, about Rocco. I'm saying the same thing about Jackson Ford this week. Like, I want to see more. He's got the potential. He's got the potential to go on and be more. He's cleaned up his game, though. Like, let's not say that I'm shitting all over him because every single game he was good for at least 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Minimum.
Just for stepping on the field.
Pretty much.
He was good for 2 penalties and probably 3 errors. Nah, maybe 2 errors.
Yeah.
And really at crucial times as well.
I actually thought he had a good game. Like he was always, he was busy. I'm sure he had a few runs with the ball, and I think he's trying to make holes in the defense. Like I think he's hard and he's trying to make holes, but maybe the opposition are just too onslaught and they're like, fuck no, shut this kid down now, man, before he gets, too much power behind his speed.
Not questioning. I don't think anyone questions his effort, and no one's questioning his ability out there. And no one's questioning his passion and his everything. I think it's just going to be time where he's just going to start sharpening up some of those runs and start sharpening himself up a bit.
Yeah,
very young.
I think in regards to Jacko too, he's just one of those hard-nosed Australians that he's like in regards to the fitness side of it, just runs all day, and there's stuff we've talked about all season, but he's managed to iron out the little, those indiscretions. He's definitely pulled those back. But it's going to be there are games where he's going to have a quiet one or might not stand out. I didn't think I thought he didn't play too bad. I just like that the attitude he brings to the whole. He'll just get in there, just muck in and get stuck into whatever. He's but yeah, that's nice, bro. That was nice.
Yeah, the forwards were, man, like it just makes you realize how important every member of your team is. And collectively, like your spine, like your forwards, like your interchange. Our interchange is so important. Like, and I thought when Dylan Walker came on, man, I don't know what happened, but that pendulum just swung.
Hard.
'Cause it was quite, I wouldn't, was it low energy? You know what I mean, eh? Because that first 20 was like, oh man, when's it going to kick off? Like, it was like
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
and waiting, and it wasn't, there was no, I don't know, like fucking energy boosting or any, it was just, and then when Walker came on, it just, the whole momentum changed.
Yep.
And that's when you just, and that's when, and look, I mean, fucking within, what was it, 11 minutes, we scored 3 tries.
But even Fitzgibbons in the post-match interview, he was acknowledging they just got outplayed by
Oh, bro.
we wanted him more. I felt sorry for him, It's kind of
Bro looked like a beaten man that's been beaten up a few times and just kind of, he's
Yeah.
like, but he didn't mince his words. He just said,
yeah.
our defense is not good enough. Our defense wasn't good enough or something, something along the lines of those. He's pretty diplomatic with it. He wasn't blaming anyone, but he was just like, but I got to say one thing, bro, the boys and girls, that their goal line defense was just in tatters, right?
Yes.
So seeing it actually in action when they're trying to man up on us, they were getting so much shit from not only us, but also Sharks fans.
Oh, serious? Wow.
Sharks fans were giving them shit as well.
Wow.
Good.
So you're trying to defend your line there, and you got about, I don't know, probably about 10,000. No, probably not 10,000 behind you. Probably about 5,000 behind you, just giving them shit.
Nice.
Just giving them an earful.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard case when your own fans are giving it to you, but yeah, okay. It's
What cracked me up is when Nico Hines got sinbinned. I was just fucking in fits of laughter. I was like, oh, the NRL golden boy, the fucking the Dally M, the blah 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 blah. Oh no, Nico,
The blah blah blah.
You know what it is. You know what it is though. I think because nothing was happening, like nothing literally was happening for the Sharks, right?
Yeah.
He was just trying. He's just
Yeah.
trying to do something. He's just, and obviously he got sinbinned. So
Did you guys?
you don't see Nico Hines get fucking sinbinned. That's why I laughed. I was like, oh, bro, like it's a real bad day for you.
Yeah.
But come on, guys. I mean, fucking let's celebrate this hard because we remember what happened last year. Remember when they fucking got 2 players in the bin and there was 11 of them to our 13 and they whipped our ass.
Yes.
You remember that day? So
let's not bring that up. Yeah, let's not bring that up, Tons.
I reckon.
Like how much and how far we've come.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think there's teams still in the comp that think or that believe that we're a pushover. And I think a lot of teams when they come to play us, I think they
I don't know any more about that one.
No, that's what I
Slowly
mean.
changing.
I think but teams aren't quick enough to when they come to play us now. I don't know, like they just, how do I put it? Because they don't expect it. But Warriors have always been known for that. We don't go out, we never used to. Years ago, we never used to have a set game plan. We'd just fucking go out there and
throw it around.
Yeah, and that's why
see what happens.
They found it really hard to read our plays. It's because we didn't fucking have any. But now that we have, we're causing a lot of trouble. And any of those other top 4 teams or top 8 teams, they better be scared.
I'm sure there's a bit of fear.
If I was in one of those teams, I'd be scared.
They'll be paying attention.
Well, we haven't
this week.
we haven't beaten like Broncos, Penrith. So we lost the Broncos, Penrith, and Storm, right?
Yeah.
I suppose that's the next the next thing for us, right? Would be winning in the wet.
Yep.
And beating one of those teams. Oh, actually, and Roosters. We lost the Roosters as well.
Well, we might have a chance against the Panthers. They lose in the wet as well, so maybe we need to verse the Panthers in the wet.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen if we play each other and it rains?
Yeah.
Messy game.
I reckon
it'll be like turning it over, see if there's any rugby union on.
Oh, hey.
Well, that's low, bro. That's low. No. That's uncalled for, bro. Okay. We'll
sorry, bro.
that.
I'm still getting over not recognizing Darryl Halligan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny, bro. Hey, but I was actually sorry. I was gonna say too, did you guys notice on our goal line defense, when the marker was playing the ball, none of our players were right in front of them. They had two players either side. I noticed that like it might have happened 2 or 3 times, and I was thinking that's an interesting tactic because they usually keep one marker right in front of them, but it makes sense to have one either side. And I mean, it didn't happen heaps, but when it did, it was just like, oh, okay. They so the Warriors. And again, if it's Webby kind of working out little strategies, but on our goal line, our markers will go either side of the guy playing the ball. It was quick as it was super quick, but I think there was the countering in case the dummy half pops out, tries his luck, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it was just one of those things I noticed. Anyway, sorry.
Nice.
No, cool.
Now I'm like, did I see that?
Yeah, I'm like, I want to go watch the highlights now and have a look.
Yeah.
I actually want to go
goal line
watch.
defense.
I actually want to go watch the whole game because there's a whole lot of stuff I've missed. You guys are talking about stuff, and I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Watch
the beauty of
game
watching
live.
it live. Yeah,
I watched it. I finished work early today, so I came home and watched it, and it's just all still a brain fuzz because I'm just like, man, that was just epic. Like the fucking tries were coming every couple of minutes, like once they got their roll on, those tries were just coming on. They were constant. It wasn't like, oh, get 2 tries and not score for another fucking half an hour. It was just,
That's how it used to be, Tons. That's how it used to be. We'd score a few tries, and then we'd try to figure out how do we get to the 80-minute mark.
Yeah.
What do we do
Hang
now?
When I used to be
Yeah.
like, if we were winning and it was like in the 78th minute, and if we were winning by 1 try, fuck, I'd be like, hold the fucking ball, hold the ball.
It was like
Mate, it's all good because we're up by 30 points. So,
but it was like would be in the lead, but would feel like we're losing, or would feel like we weren't in the lead,
back.
and they're going to come back,
Yeah, hard out.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't know, to put into a question, but one thing that Webby said in post-match was that the boys have found their identity, and I feel as a Warriors fan, and I'm trying to reconnect, thinking about 2002, 2011, this is probably the most confident I've felt about a Warriors team, not because, we won't lose, like there's always an opportunity that we could lose the game, but it just feels like there's this resilience behind them, and we're not relying on this flair. We're actually relying on good quality football to get us out of the mud, get us out of the grind. And when Webby said that they've found their identity, I'm still trying to actually what is our identity? Because I feel like it's plain slick. It's playing straight to it, but it's like there is something about what he's saying and what they've been building over the preseason, and they've done it in a year, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see this kind of fast turnaround.
20 rounds.
I feel good out there. Like when it got to the 16th minute and we scored a try, I was like, there's still fucking 20 minutes left. Like what? Like it kind of felt weird to feel like we're in this kind of feeling. I don't know. Yeah, there's something about the identity these boys have found and they've created, working with the players we have. It's just amazing football to watch. It's good to watch Waz football now compared to COVID seasons.
Oh yeah, bro. Speaking of tries, bro, what did you guys think of that Sharkies try from the prop that got pulled back?
I was cracking up.
The knock on. I
Oh.
felt sorry for him, bro.
I didn't feel sorry for him. Like the whole crowd laughed. What I felt sorry for was Metcalf not being able to catch him.
Oh, he was quick, eh?
He was quick, bro.
Quick.
He was
He
quick.
looked like he was about 50, but he was fucking quick.
Bro.
I was worried about. I was like, fuck, because he's big, man. Like he is not small, Tom Hazelton. And I was just like, fuck, who's gonna? And then when Bailey Sirenen come on, I was like, oh, please don't tell me that he's gonna be marking. But he didn't even offer anything really, except for that. But then as soon as I saw it, I was like, fuck off, he'll get pulled up for that. I was like, he knocked him on to SJ.
But it was, I felt for him because how many times do you see a prop do something like that and out sprint everyone and make it to the try line? And I was saying to my partner, yeah, give him the try. It looks spectacular, It was like, and then they pulled it back and I was like, oh, sorry, bro.
And then he was gassed after that too.
Gassed, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Wouldn't you be gassed if you ran 90 meters, bro, at full pace?
I would.
Yeah.
I'd be gassed if I ran 9 meters.
Big stride because he wasn't running that fucking fast. I was like, surely one of you can catch him. But he just must have huge strides because to me, it didn't look like he was running that fast. So
He
it's
was.
obviously guys with shorter guys must just look like they're running faster because it must be gravity or some shit because they're lower to the ground. I don't know.
Maybe it was a ploy. They knew it was a knock on. Just tire the old fella out, let him run, and he's gone for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be using that as an excuse, not saying I got gas.
We've got just a couple of comments in here from the whānau. Brent Dunn saying that's trauma whānau. Haha, we're all thinking that at one point when we think we're going to lose. Can't wait till the next game, Greg. Yep, kia ora. Carl Olsen, you know Carl Olsen as well?
Yeah, he's the bro. He's the bro.
The bro. He says Pompey is a worry for me on defense. I don't think he's just a worry for you, cuz.
Yeah, no, we feel you, bro. We feel you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they say bring on the Raiders. So I suppose now's the time for us to talk about not even next week. It's in 4 days' time. Right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Boom.
The short turnaround.
It's a short turnaround. I'm not even going to ask Tans what her prediction is going to be because she's going to wait until the team list comes out.
Yeah, it's pretty story.
But just kind of put it,
well.
just to put into perspective, they only they had a 10-point game against Dragons.
Oh yes.
Oh, they're coming off a bye.
Well, and then it fell to shit.
And it felt well. I was just about to ask that. How come it was only 10 points? Was that a bye last week?
Bye last week.
Yes, it was. Okay, so they're rested, right?
Yep.
So they struggled against the Dragons. They struggled against the Titans at home. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They got the win against the Roosters away. And then fuck, but they only had 3 games. They've only had 3 games since. Have we only had 3 games since then? Must be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had a
seems like months ago.
Rabbitohs. Oh, hang on. Oh, I can't.
Dragons.
We played
Rabbitohs,
them round
Eels.
15.
Eels and Sharks. No, we've had 4 games. Oh, because they've had a bye. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, they just scraped through the Roosters. They just scraped Titans, and they struggled against Dragons, and they're gonna have a bye. How have they been playing, bro? Resident Raiders Warriors fan.
Yeah.
How have they been playing, cuz?
Jekyll and Hyde. Some games are fucking amazing. You're thinking, wow, we're going to have a good deep run into the playoffs. And then sometimes you're like, fuck, I'm not even sure if they're going to make the 8. So
have they won games that have had big, like they've put big points on though?
Yes, they had a massive win against. Oh no, sorry, no. Manly smashed them. Manly smashed them 42-14. No. Yes. Fuck. Sorry, bro. I keep on seeing the score where they. No, sorry. Panthers smashed them 53-12. I'm gonna say no. They haven't. They haven't had one of those games that we were holding out for a couple of rounds ago. Like, man, we need to smash someone. No, I think their biggest margin was probably about 10-13 kind of thing.
But they've had some games where they've played really well. Like after that Penrith hiding, they went out in Brisbane and destroyed Brisbane Broncos. So yeah, Jekyll and Hyde, as I say.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I just don't want to build myself up just to and then
I'll
probably start crying. I'll get really upset.
You're gonna cry anyway. Like, let's just say we get pumped, eh? Let's just say we get absolutely pumped. Well, is that such a bad thing? Bring us back down to earth. Figure out what's wrong. Because at the moment everyone's flying high. Hey, we're up here. Nothing's wrong. We're amazing. Would it be such a bad thing if we just get absolutely pumped? I don't want it to happen. But
I don't think that's the thing. I think, like with Webster, I don't think he allows the boys to get. And I think the boys are just so well mentally trained now that they don't let themselves get to that point where they think, oh, fuck, we've got this, we're going to win next week. Like, I just think they're like, okay, we won this game. Now we go back to training on Monday and we fucking work on whatever we fucked up on the weekend.
Yep.
And I
Nah,
just don't
he's a
think they
prig.
could have ahead of themselves. And
Yeah.
and I'm grateful for that. But I'm going to say I think we'll definitely get the dub over Canberra, even if it
Nice.
is raining. Even if it is raining.
Sure.
Yeah, I do.
Gee, she's come with a prediction.
Yeah, first time in a while.
I was gonna say, bro, I think the only teams that will hope that we get freshed are like the Sharks, Eels, and Rabbitohs. Yeah, because they are 6, 7, and 8 in that order. So if we get fresh this weekend, then one of them will possibly tour them. We'll drop 2 places if we get freshed. Yeah.
And if we fucking win, we will be out in third.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
Canberra's 4th at the moment, so it's
Yeah.
like they must be playing well, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Melbourne-
they must be playing real well.
But then
Melbourne's
they
on
have games that are horrible.
28
So
with, what is it? Melbourne's on 28 with 70, is it 71 PD?
79.
79. And so if we win, say if they won, but they won by 6 points and we won by, it doesn't even matter, even if we win by 2 points, we'd pass them on the tape, we'd be up in third spot and Nud drop down.
Nice.
There's talk that Sharks are not even going to make the top 8.
Yeah.
Well, Rabbitohs aren't in the 8 at the moment, are they?
Oh, they're
Yeah, no, they are
8th. They're 8th at the moment.
Oh, 8.
Yeah.
But it's the business part of the season, right? So
Mm.
you
I think
know,
Cowboys will make it into the 8.
100%. Have you seen the way they've been playing?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm so happy we played them at the beginning. Like I said in our chat, I'm so happy because they're on a bit of a run.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just in regards to the Raiders game, I thought you were going to do these stats, Damien, but I'll do the head-to-head stats, for the Raiders.
Yeah, bro.
Warriors.
Let's go.
So the last 5 years, it's actually been a 50-50 split. We've won 5 and they've won 5. 2020 season, we lost both home. We played them twice. They beat us twice, 2020. But in 2018, we won both games against Canberra. And our biggest loss was 46-12 in 2019. And that was a home game. So in front of the Mount Smart faithful, that was a humbling experience. Admittedly, what is it, 4 years ago? So you know, we stuck it to them in round 15. I think for me, and I thought this about the Sharks game, I thought the Sharks were going to come back for revenge, bit of Utu, and it never eventuated. The Raiders might have a little bit more motivation towards it, but no, I reckon we're good for the win, bro. It's hard not to look past the form of the last 3 weeks, and the boys are just clicking into gear, and I think it's going to be a nice little build up to prior to the bye. So for me, yeah, we'll win. I don't want to say comfortable because I don't want it to come across as just being arrogant, but I reckon possibly even 12 plus. 12 plus, so high 30s. I'll go 38. 38-26. There you go.
Okay. We've got Marata coming back potentially.
Nice.
I'm just reading here, potentially coming back for them, Josh Papali'i, Pasami Solo, and Harley Smith Shields with a finger.
Are they all out?
It says here that they're set for a boost, so it sounds like they're all out and they could be coming back for that game.
Because that Solo's. Did you say Solo?
Yes, Solo.
He's pretty good.
Look, I said this in the pub when we smashed the Eels that it's going to be a horrible night for the Sharks. Obviously, I was just talking shit because we just smashed the Eels, but I think it's going to be a horrible night. It's going to be a horrible night for the Raiders. I can't see how they're going to come over here and but you know they're up there. They're up there. I can't see how they're going to come over here and win. I'm not going to say we're going to go smash them, but I think we're going to put at least, it's going to be 13 plus at least. So I'm going to say 44. And they can get 30, 14 points,
Sure.
44-30.
Mm.
Hope it ain't that high. Fucking hell. But yeah. Because then we got some
Nice, bro.
fucking. Then we got more questions. How the hell do they score 30 points? But anyway, go on.
Nice, bro.
I reckon, I don't know. I reckon 36-24, 36-24 Warriors. Or 22, between 20 and 24 for the Raiders, but yeah, I'll put us at 36.
Sure.
A lot of these teams in and around us on the ladder have got a horrible next 6 weeks. They all play each other.
Yeah.
Good
And
for us.
we don't play any of them.
Mm.
So they've got a
Because we
horrible
got
run.
them all at the beginning of the season, remember?
True.
Sure. When we had all those
Yeah.
hard out, like the Penrith, the Melbourne, very
no
set
break.
money.
So here's
No
Raiders,
break.
right? After us, they've got the Knights. Then they got West Tigers, and then they've got the Storm, then the Bulldogs, then the Broncos, and then the Sharks. Bro, that's a horrible run, bro.
Fight for it there, eh, Damien?
Cause
Well, come on, bro.
so they're gonna come to us, then play Knights,
Yeah.
West Tigers. Fuck. Okay, sorry.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, though, because
Yeah,
sometimes leading into the playoffs, it's good to have those hard games.
true.
That's exactly it.
If you're a team that's on point and moving up the ladder, yeah. But
But if you're going down the other way of the ladder,
yeah,
Not so
Mm.
much, eh?
not so much.
exactly.
Well, I saw, I don't know, we posted in our chat too, but we've got the weakest schedule
Mm.
the last games.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Warriors got a
Yeah,
good
bro.
run home in terms of who they're versing.
Mm.
But in terms of my prediction, I think it depends on what happens in the first half. A lot of games of Raiders that I've watched, if they're winning, or if they're close, they seem to be able to kind of maybe get over in their second half. Where if they're getting blitzed in that first half, it usually turns into them kind of giving up. So I feel like it all comes down to this first half.
choice.
If it's a
Mm.
close game,
Mm.
or they're up, then we might be in for it. But if the boys are played like they did in the weekend, I think we can see a similar scoreline. So I'm going to go with that. The boys are going to kind of show out, not probably be the same as what they did in Sharks, but I think they're going to show out in the first half again, and I think it might be a 40-14 game. But it'll all depend on the first half. If it's close,
Mm.
we could actually go into a loss because it seems like they gear up.
Okay.
I think I've only seen one game where we're down at halftime and they've come back. Other games is because they did well in the first half and then they just managed to hold it out.
Sure.
So that's my prediction.
Nice.
And
Nice.
on the Sharkies too, like you got to remember, like the last 3 games were all against bottom 4 sides. So it was
Yeah, true.
the Dogs and the Dragons, wasn't it? So and they kicked us, but I'm like, that's why you got so much PD and you're up there on fourth is because you played bottom 4 teams.
No, they
So,
struggled
but
as
now
well.
that's our chance because
Yeah.
we've got the shit end of the good end of the stick now.
Well, the way
And
I
like,
read it too.
we can win all these games. All the next 6 games are they're so winnable.
Mm.
The way I read it with the Raiders, it seems like it depends on who they're playing. It feels like they play towards who they're playing. Like they've got 2 games where they've been blitz, but it feels like these bottom teams, they kind of look like they're playing lower to them. They've got a good points difference, but it's not like they're blowing them out. They've only won by like 10 or 12. So I feel like they're a team that who they're versing, if they've got a sniff after that first half, then we'll see them run home. But if they don't have a sniff after the first half, it seems like they're like, just finish off the second half. That's how I see it. Damon, you might see it differently.
I actually completely agree. They seem to, as other teams have done in the past, when you're playing someone that's quite a bit below you, you almost stoop to their level. You don't play to the top of your ability. But again,
I totally agree.
when they played the Broncos, for example, they stepped up and played brilliantly, and it's against the number 1 place team at the time, I think they were. So my prediction, I think it's going to be close. I'm thinking 24-18, but I think it'll be a Warriors win. Taking that momentum into the bye will be absolutely massive for them. But I think Ricky Stewart will have Canberra pretty firing, especially after, in his eyes, probably being
Yeah.
disrespected at home in front of Jared Croker's crowd for his 300th game.
Yeah, bro.
I reckon he'll be getting them pretty G'd up. So I'd be disappointed if it is a blowout to the Warriors winning over the Raiders. I don't want a blowout either way. More importantly, I don't want injuries, but I think Warriors will sneak away with a bit of a win.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is a 8 p.m. kickoff. Yeah, it's going to be greasy out there. Higher chance of rain probably. It's just going to be an interesting game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Interesting game. You're absolutely right. Love to go into that bye with 2 wins under our belt, and then we've got the Titans. Can't sleep on them. Then we've got West Tigers down in Hamilton. Can't sleep on any of these guys. You know, West Tigers could come over here and beat us. Imagine that.
Well, they did it to Penrith.
Yeah.
Look, they beat Penrith. They beat the Cowboys.
Exactly.
You know, like, you just can't underestimate any team, and we've said that too on, you know, pretty much said in the press conference. You know, like, it doesn't matter who the fuck you're playing. If you go out there with a weak mentality that, fuck, we got this. You know, we're gonna smoke these people. You know, it's not even like that. You got to bring your A game mentally every week, and you know, mentally, I think more so than physically. You know.
No, hard out.
West Tigers beat the Panthers in the rain. So, Benji Marshall, bro, when you're over, look at Rangi Nui and hope rains down, bro, and you might have a chance out here.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, hard out. So, you know, here's me sitting here saying all those teams around us on the table have got a horrible run. You know, just put some respect on the ones that we are playing. Titans could do a number on us. Manly could come over and do a number on us.
Yep.
Dragons won't, but Dolphins over in Gold Coast or over in bloody Suncorp. You know, they could. Bennett could do a Bennett on us over there. So you know, not counting our chickens yet. You know, we're still only 5th, guys. Raiders are above us. They've done a lot better than us. But like you said, Ty, they've just kind of consistently been good there. So
We've already played the Dolphins, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played them at Mount Smart.
Big team.
Yeah, it was a fucking SJ clinic.
Smoked them. Yeah.
It was Dr. SJ getting his clinic on.
I think from here too, I'd love to see if Webby's. I know he only talks week to week, but for me, it's like, bro, he's hiding at least three or 4 aces, you know, and he's playing them really close. Just love to be a fly on the wall and see what his strategy is with these last 5 games leading into the playoffs. Again, not trying to get ahead, but it's like, to see where we're going to finish and what the game plan is going to be moving into the playoffs. I reckon we're definitely going to we are going to be in the playoffs. Where we finish will be the talking point. You know, how far up that ladder?
I'm saying I'm just going to make a bold fucking prediction and say that we're going to finish in 4th.
True.
I definitely feel the top 4 this
Home semi.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Minor
man.
prems.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
I think we're more than capable of taking out the just winning everything. Win it all. Win it all.
Up the wires.
Nice, yeah.
Putting together some amazing fucking games, man. You know, and it's just they're happy. Look at it when they get a try and they're all like hugging one another and smiling. Like, it really warms my heart, man. I'm just like, that's so fucking cool.
It's the best thing in this country right now.
Absolutely.
We've needed this. We've needed this for a while. So keep doing what you're doing, boys. But yeah, Fano, that's us. That's us. Another Monday night cordial. It's gone well like that.
Another one.
We're getting from hour into hour and a half now. So maybe next week we'll put it back to an hour. But I'm loving the cordial, Fano. I'm loving the cordial. So in closing, up the wires, up the Warriors, whatever you are.
Go the fucking Warriors.
We're not getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Looking at the screen.
Nice, bro. Nice.
Just letting you know, it's 720 guys just to I don't know how much the grand final
That's actually not.
but hey,
That's actually not. That's actually not bad.
Yeah. It's
Well,
tempting.
$721.
It's tempting.
Not bad.
What, for a grand final ticket or
No.
flight?
just the flights.
Flights.
Just the flights. Still got to find where to stay and what the ticket prices are. But hey, we might as well do some planning now. And if it doesn't happen,
I reckon, bro.
Is that return flight 721?
that's
That's
from Auckland.
cheap, man.
Yeah,
That is
that's
cheap.
Cool, man. Fuck, I can go there, watch the grand final, come home, probably stay, I don't know, at the bus shelter. Or
Yep. With all the other
We
fans.
might be all there
Yeah,
too.
with all the other
yeah,
fans, yeah.
I reckon, bro.
Nice.
Just don't
Nah,
forget the
awesome.
guitar. We'll do some busking. Make some cash. And-
Pay for our drinks.
yeah, bro.
One thing we probably didn't rate was our try celebrations. There was a couple this week.
Yeah. True that. True
I
that.
like the Henry Farfili fullback.
Yeah.
Poking
That
up,
was
clunk,
nice.
clunk. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, whose
That
was
was
better,
nice.
Dalen's or Aiden's?
Hard to say.
I just have to go with
looks good. You know, Adam just looks good when he fucking does anything. That
Yeah.
guy is just beautiful, man.
yeah, no, he was cool. I just say I have to go with Dalen just because he's a winger and Henry was a winger.
Yeah. What about Chance's one? What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
called
It's the gritty. The
the
gritty.
gritty. Yeah, the kids do it.
Oh, okay.
It's a TikTok dance, I
It's
think.
a TikTok. Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you
Yeah.
go.
Well, you can
Ask the
tell he
kids.
plays Fortnite. He can tell he plays Fortnite.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Nah, awesome, Fano. Fano, have an awesome week. No doubt to see you on the chats. Anybody else who's still watching, up the Warriors, up the Wars. Drop your score predictions. I'd love to see some score predictions for Friday night. I will be there if anyone else is going to be there. I'll see you guys there, and hope you guys have a blessed week.
You too, bro.
Thank you, Bert.
Have a good one.
Warriors,
Akite.
Warriors,
Up the wires.
Up
Up
the
the
wires.
Wars.
Nice.